Looks up then. You have been in a very critical positions also, means like ideology, Islamic Council, and then also many other very important positions. Which do you think that the custom or the part of the culture, any elements that, or maybe in a religious law or something that really means making a very negative impact on girls' education, or especially gender issues that should be taken care of, or that should be modified? And then what do you think that those things?
Well, I think my own understanding is that in Pakistani societies there is a general impression that modernity and all these modern phenomena, whether it's girls' education, co-education and all that, is actually westernizing the Muslim societies. And that is a fear, which is no longer fear, but they think that it's real. So I think they should be heard, they should be discussed, but mostly it's lack of information. And lack of information in the sense that they come to believe that West and Western people are enemies of the Muslims. So I think that is a lack of information, and also the propaganda that is coming from the political groups that needs to be addressed. And second is that belief in our society that we can live in isolation, we can live independent of all other non-Muslims and Western countries, which is also lack of information, because everything that water we drink is now being shared. And I think that nowadays we are more part of this global community than ever before. So I think lots of information and lots of knowledge about other societies. We even lack knowledge about our neighbors, about our other Muslim countries. So I think that our media can play a role by giving cultural information, by giving all types of education about even our neighbors, Muslim countries, and about the West. So I think a type of confidence, a trust between different communities, that we are reaching for the same similar goals, that should be there. And then also they should be allowed to expose their fear, discuss that. So I think in our, because we have been through a colonial experience, and then we have been through a propaganda which is from the West against Islam and from the Muslims against the West. So because of that we have lots of fears and anxieties.
So that very bad picture that means we have been observing in our Khyber Pakhtunkhwa area, especially in Fata area, that the schools, especially focus the girls' school, being destroyed. What do you think, and what kind of mentality is behind, and has it happened in the history ever like this, or why it's happening? Means that why they are really focusing that one, that they're destroying schools, what kind of mentality?
Yeah.
Does it have something in the history like this?
Well, there I think I should be frank. I think and I wish that we had more information on what has happened. I don't think we have real information who was destroying those schools and why they were destroying. We have just whatever we are told in the media. First thing is that we do not really have information, and it's very unfortunate that there should have been judicial commissions on each happening, and they should have been investigated, and some reports must have been published. and we don't have that. Secondly, we should also look at the intellectual and the religious arguments that are being offered. And if you go into it, just to give you one example, in the 1960s, and the reason was that the regimes which were in power in Muslim countries, including Pakistan, they were liberal, secular. But more than liberal and secular, they were also in favor of social justice. So they wanted to bring land law reforms, they wanted to bring some kind of change of feudal system. In that period, whether it was supported by the West or not, the conservative and the religious groups combined, and they started protesting against these liberal and left-leaning groups or the regimes. So they used the Islamic arguments politically, and one of these arguments was this Amr bil Maroof and Nahi al Munkar, that when you see a wrong, you must use your force to clear. There is a book by Abdul Qadir Auda, an Egyptian scholar, which is now a textbook on almost all countries about Islamic criminal laws.